The ongoing debate between open source and closed source systems is a long-standing divide in the tech world. In software development, one of the most notable examples is the comparison between Google's open Android platform and Apple's closed iOS ecosystem. These two approaches reflect differing attitudes toward open source software and divergent paths for technological development. Open source means making the source code, technology, or data publicly available, allowing users to freely view, use, modify, and distribute it. Open source projects are often hosted on public platforms like GitHub, fostering collaboration and innovation. In contrast, closed source keeps the source code private. Users can use the product but cannot access, modify, or distribute the underlying code. The idea of open source was initially rooted in sharing and innovation, enabling more people to contribute to technological progress. A key example of this is a Linux operating system. However, as technology became more commercialized, many companies began to close their systems to protect intellectual property, secure profits, and control potential misuse. This divide has surfaced in various areas, such as mobile operating systems, Android versus iOS, PC operating systems, Linux versus Windows, and databases, MySQL versus Oracle. Now, this philosophical split has extended to the field of artificial intelligence. In AI, OpenAI stands out as a key example. When OpenAI was founded, its mission emphasized transparency and openness, aiming to make AI technology serve all of humanity. For instance, in 2015, OpenAI released the GPT-2 model as open source. However, with the release of GPT-3, OpenAI stopped releasing the full model and only provided access through API. This shift sparked significant debate at the time. So, is openness or closure better in AI? There's no definitive answer. At first glance, open systems seem to benefit the general public more. Open source AI can accelerate innovation, allowing more developers and organizations to participate and enrich the AI ecosystem. Lowering the barriers to entry also enables smaller businesses and academic institutions to use advanced technologies, reducing the monopolization of big tech companies. OpenAI systems are also more transparent. They allow the public to examine the models, ensuring that biases or vulnerabilities in an AI system can be identified and addressed. Moreover, open source contributors don't necessarily lose out. Sharing their code enables others to refine it, which improves the software and enhances the contributor's reputation. Companies can also generate revenue by offering support systems for their open source products. For example, Meta, former Facebook, made headlines in the industry by open sourcing its large language model Llama. Hugging Face, a platform supporting open source AI, also provides many open source natural language processing tools like the Transformers library. But despite these advantages, open source AI faces significant challenges and risks, which is why many experts and companies hesitate to fully embrace it. First, AI open sourcing is fundamentally different from software open sourcing. AI models rely on vast data sets for training, and openly sharing this data often raises privacy and copyright concerns. Most open source AI companies only release pre-trained versions. For example, Meta only provides Llama's model weights, architecture designs, and coding tools, but does not include training data. This leads to several problems. For one, gathering data and training the models independently requires significant financial resources, including costly data and computational power. Secondly, the training process driven by AI models learning from the data often leads to unpredictable results. Developers may struggle to achieve the desired outcomes even with similar models. The most significant concern is misuse. AI technologies like the infamous deepfake have been exploited for malicious purposes, such as creating fake porn content. Furthermore, the lack of direct financial returns from open systems means they often lag behind closed alternatives. Even Meta's Llama 3 is generally considered less advanced than OpenAI's technologies. Currently, the AI landscape mirrors the Android versus iOS rivalries. OpenAI's ChatGPT follows a closed model accessed via APIs, while Meta's Llama embraces open-source principles. These divergent approaches lead to different paths for development. Looking ahead, a hybrid model might become the norm, blending open and closed systems. Many companies already adopt this approach. For instance, Google's TensorFlow is open source, but their internal AI models like a Lambda remain closed. Some open projects include restrictive licenses to prevent misuse, as Meta has done with Llama. Other methods involve limiting access to high-risk technologies like deepfake or selectively open-sourcing parts of their systems. AI offers both hope and risks for our future. How we balance openness and closure will directly influence the benefits and challenges we face. But one thing is clear: the AI train has already left the station. Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time.